Everybody, Spellman here with the next number in our series on utilizing the bull, and today we have 198. Now, typically what most people are going to do on this number is just shoot the 20s. You hit a fat ton, you leave 98, two dart out. If you hit the 140 or at 58, nice easy finish. But let's say that maybe you block yourself or your opponent's not at a finish and you decide you want to go a little bit of an alternate route. So scoring 63 is going to leave you at that 135. So, if I only score 60, I'm at 138. Not great. 59 and so on. You're above that 132, 135. So let's say that you're trying to get there. So maybe you're not banking on hitting a fat ton. You're just trying to leave a finish, a manageable finish. So your option here might be, let's say two 19s. Let's say you go 19s and then on 160 you go 25. So anytime you have 160 with one dart, you should just know if you go 25 you leave 135. So that is an option, and that's if you start on the 19s and kind of stay down there. If you were to go 19 and then 20 and then bowl, it's not to score 64. It's not really going to do you anything. So 20, you could switch over to the 18 and then 25. That's also an option as long as you're scoring 38 points in those first two darts, and then a 25 you leave the 135. So you can kind of experiment with that a little bit. Because if you go 20 and then let's say you go 54, you're at 124. You can kind of stay there. If you hit another 54, you got 70 and so on. But maybe another option to leave something a little bit better than 98 is, let's say that you go 19s and in those first two darts you score 76 points. On 122, what do we do? 122, 121, 123, 125. We go bull. So if we go bull, we leave 97. I'd much rather have 97. If you go 50, then you've got 72. Now, while I would much rather have 97, it's still easier to just hit that fat ton to leave a 98. So I'm probably going to go that route. But again, if you decide that you want to go a different route, you can do that. The other option is if you go 20 and you switch down to the 19 and you hit 57, again, the 19, single 19 doesn't do you any good on the 25. You're just kind of whatever. But if you hit the triple and you leave 121, well, just like 122, we're going to go boom. Now you leave 96. 50 leaves 71. Let's say that your first dart's a 60. And on 138, you're like, well, what do I normally, on 138, I normally go 19s. Because if you go 57, 57, you leave 24. So let's say you switch down, but you only hit the 19. You could stay 19 to leave the 100. 57 leaves 62, but if you go 25, you leave 94, and you can, again, use the bull on the next turn if you really want to. So you have a couple options here, but in general, I'm going to suggest don't use the bull here, but if you feel like you need to, you got a couple options. All right, see you in the next one.